Go live. Okay. Okay. Hello, testing once again. I think I like failed just a little bit. Uh, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to start live streams. So I might fail to show like initial stuff. I thought I was streaming at the beginning, but sorry for those. Yeah, so thank you for joining. Welcome. I think I streamed for like I was filming myself, but I haven't actually streamed for past a couple of minutes. But yeah, next time I will know. I will learn from my mistakes. Just let me know down in the comments where you from watching this video and what's the time currently at your country. Let's keep this chat more engaging. Okay. Yeah, nice. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it was fail from my side. but we will see. Like I guess the third time I do live stream there won't be that many fails, but I'm just learning on the go. Okay, just nice to see you too, man. Nice to see you. Oh, Estonia. It's the same time zone. It's the same time zone. Okay. Okay, Bangladesh. Hello. Let's wait for a couple of more people joining. Okay. Love you too, man. Love you too. Thank you for loving my content. I really appreciate the followers and subscribers. Nice. We can really start. Right now I see the stats of YouTube because previously it was like showing me that some people are waiting, but on my OBS program it showed that I was streaming, so it was kind of weird to understand what to do. But yeah, hopefully right now I know that I'm currently on live. So okay, so let's switch to my screen. We are back on Epic Games. So during this stream, I guess what I will be doing, I will mostly show you how to do some DNS brute force. We gathered just quite a lot of subdomains of this program using Axiom with a mass and subfinder, but there are some subdomains on this program which might have some extra root domains which might have some extra subdomains. So probably some like Fortnite and like Rocket League, maybe those will have more subdomains. So ideally what I want to do is only brute force those which will have like a lot more to be found. So Unreal Tournament could be a good example of that. So I will do some DNS brute force, and additionally I'm thinking to do some crawling as well. Like I will crawl a lot of endpoints using Axiom and maybe GoSpider and Hackroller. And from those tools I will parse the data and try to analyze what could be like later be used for live hacking probably. So I've thought that could be a good idea just to grab all my second level domains. I mean .com plus, like for example, Unreal Engine, like this will be second level domain. I will grab those and I will want to find occurrences. So I have already hostnames file, as you can see. So that file has many collected subdomains. So from this file, what I want to do is I just want to grab second level domains like this. And afterwards, I want to sort unique and just check their occurrences. This way I will understand which of those subdomains will have like higher chance to get some more, because there might be some like root domain that there is only www site and without www, so there is no reason to do DNS brute force on those. So let's try to check, and we can see that Octopult might be interesting, maybe Fortnite, maybe Unreal Engine. So I will split the screen and try to like create new file called wildcards2 maybe, and only just this one will be used for DNS brute force. So ideally I will just pick those targets which are over 100, so it could be pretty good start. And I will just manually add them because there is not that many. Yeah, Unreal Torment, not so many, but probably that was just because I used a Mason subfinder without any provider configuration. In case I will, like, if I edit my config file and I add some extra providers, even it's paid or free, I will get even more. So there is a good idea to do this. Make snapshot of that Axiom machine where you have like stored config file of providers, and in the case when you do like another Axiom and plus a mass or subfinder, you will get more subdomains this time. But on this stream we will just do for only those. I will keep it on the side just to be like simply copied, and I will also use what I haven't used previously, GitHub subdomains. I heard that this tool actually could collect a lot of subdomains as well, so we will probably add to our list as well. So it uses token. I could provide tokens, but I don't want to leak those on the stream, so I have a file prepared called GitHub tokens for this. I basically just added some like tokens from my GitHub domain. And of course we will need to spin Axiom instances. So right now I don't have any, so I still need to create Axiom fleet. Probably maybe 15 or so will be pretty good. And we need Wordlist for brute forcing. This could take a long time if I brute force a lot of stuff. So either case I could like generate custom word list for them, or I could use already pre-generated word lists for the brute force. So let's see what I can use. Maybe I will use seclists. Let's go for seclist, and there's DNS word list. I know some people are using asset node, but word lists, asset node, yeah, those. And there is like DNS word list right here. It's very big. It's, I think, how many? Yeah, it's, I think, yeah, almost 1 million of DNS of word lists. So it's pretty big. So on the stream it could take a pretty long time, and I don't want for you to just watch to the terminal all the time while we wait for results. I know this like this stuff is part of the game, but I want to keep it more engaging. So I will just use seclist word list for DNS. So it's in the discovery and I think DNS, and there are a couple of word lists. I think of 1 million, so it's not of 1 million. It's, this one will be pretty much okay, or we can also use this one. That this one is more up to date. As you can see, it's last year. So no, subdomains. I wonder how many are here. Okay, let's see. Hopefully I won't crash my PC just opening this. I wonder if I do curl command, can I check how many lines there are, or it will take ages to do this. So maybe I will just use this one. Let's see. Yeah, so I will skip using those, but yeah, the fleet is still spinning for Axiom, so we have pretty much a lot of time to prepare. Yeah, this one, although it's pretty new, it has even more subdomains to brute force. I mean, the word list for DNS brute force even bigger than on asset node. So I'm not sure if I want to use this on stream, just to not wait too much time. So let's pick this one. Even though it's 4 years ago, I think it still be like valid, and try to download this one. Download this one right here using wget. Okay, subdomains. Right, let's, for the sake of simplicity, rename this to DNS Wordlist txt. Okay, you can see I have downloaded it, catted out, checked how many lines, and renamed DNS Wordlist. So we still have some time, so let's check the chat. What is the Axiom stream? So welcome to my channel. I have shared about Axiom quite a lot of times. I have blog post as well, so feel free to check my blog post. I have like 5 or 6 blogs about it, so just read and you will understand what it is. But if I just want to pitch, like do some elevator pitch about this tool, Axiom Fleet is mainly I could control servers from my command line. So in this case, I'm spinning 15 servers, and with those servers could be used to distribute workload for various tools. The Axiom has Axiom modules, so there are a lot of modules of like various known tools, and those tools could be used to be like distributed across those instances. Additionally, you can also create your own Axiom modules, and in this case you can, for example, test your one-liners and distribute your one-liners into different kind of servers. Okay, complete Recon write-up. I'm not sure about this. Maybe I could just share some like commands, but this will take too much time, and I don't think it's worth the effort. It won't like value to like my input to value ratio is not that great to do like a whole write-up on the Recon game. Okay, hello for those who just joined. Keep up with the work, thanks guys. Okay, so almost 100 seconds to go. Still, just let me know down in the comments where you're watching this stream from and what's the time. That is pretty interesting as well, because I see a lot of people like watching from different time, and I'm trying my best to maybe just do streams for like more appropriate time. I know on average it could be even better to do a little bit later, so I'm working on that, but hopefully we will see. Okay, teaching on live stream is much easier than, yeah, that's why I'm like started to do live stream, because this way it might be like more interactive, because a lot of people could ask on the go, and like if they want to explain sort of certain stuff, I could explain on the go as well. And yeah, I will like get constant feedback, so this way I think it's pretty interactive and pretty useful for a lot of people. Okay, yeah, for different people it will take different time to find bugs. I get that, but my recommendation is maybe try like I'm not against 9 to 5 jobs actually. I worked in the field as well, like as a pen tester. So maybe just getting work in cybersecurity, uh, educating yourself every day, trying to learn some stuff, working, and you will get more experience. And with the more experience, it will be much easier to find your first bug and do bug bounties. But I know a lot of people who haven't had any like cybersecurity job, or maybe don't even had worked in IT field, and they're also successful. So it's hard to tell, but from my personal experience, I think doing some prior work, it's pretty okay for me at least, because it laid the foundations to do some bug bounties as well. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Lithuania. It's from Baltic countries, one of those. Okay, so I see that my Axiom fleet have finished. Let's try checking them out. They're truly sometimes I have some experience, even though it says that the fleet is ready, you still need to give some extra minute or two, because there could be cases they are not actually ready. So it's good ideas for some time just to check on, for example, if you are provider DigitalOcean, check on DigitalOcean if they are truly like up and running. So we can also try just by using those commands. So what I like to do with Axiom, if you checked my previous stream, but if you haven't checked, I like to keep one tab for Axiom modules in case I want to edit something on the go. So modules. And first thing what we want to do for all of those machines that we spent, there is 15 machines, I have my own custom modules for updating resolvers. So let's see what this module do. It will just basically download those resolvers and save on each of these servers like this. You just use curl command and save the output. So for each machine it will save that output, and let me show you the resolvers list what I do use. This is just a file, but just use GitHub Trickest resolvers. Yeah, so Trickest is one of the Recon tools I know some people are using. I haven't tried myself, but yeah, you can build pretty cool automation using this tool. It's not loading for some weird reason. Oh, because I need .com. Okay. Yeah, so this list is updated pretty, I think, every day, like this resolvers txt. And there are a couple of different ones, but I use this one. It's like a huge list for DNS enumeration. So if you are using DNS enumeration tools, DNS brute force tools, I recommend using this resolvers txt from Trickest resolvers repository. So my Axiom module will just download this for each machine. So let's try running it. I'll use Axiom scan command. And since we have 15 of those machines, what I will also do, I will create just 20 lines. So I just need to create not 20, 15 lines. Do echo I done. Okay, I need 2 dots. So just using bash, I will create 15 lines, and I need to create new file with 15 lines. So let's call it TMP, for example. Let's check if I have, yeah, so 15 lines, and I will use that file just because Axiom scan command need to have at least 15 lines to distribute this command for 15 servers, because if I use file with, for example, 1 line, only one server will be called on that command, and I only want to use this. So let's try running this module called update resolvers. It will run pretty fast. Yeah, I see one person asking about my Terminator. Terminator is the terminal emulator that I'm using. So yeah, I just used some preferences. I think I removed that like top bar. I don't like it. I also used, I think, let me check. Yeah, I used some coloring as well, but like not that a lot of editing I did to my terminal. I just use a lot of defaults. Yeah, so I see some people are using transparency, but in case you are like sharing your terminal, taking screenshots of that terminal, sometimes I see some people share their terminals and they use transparency, and through that transparency you can like leak some sensitive information. So that's why I'm not using transparency basically. So yeah, for each of those servers there was this command executed. Additionally, what I also want to do for like preparing DNS brute force, I have split word list. Yeah, this module, also like my custom module. So it will just basically what you get the input from. So in this case, this will be input, split it across the different servers. So I will provide word list and it will split evenly for each of those servers. So let me show you an example. As you remember, we have DNS word list, this file, for like different words that we'll be using to brute force like those domains one by one. So I want to split this word list across those 15 servers. So I will use this module once again. So I will use this word list and that module called split word list. So on each server there will be this file from this like split word list. So let's do this. Okay, let's wait. And still, if you have some questions, you can write down in the chat. If I'm, for example, right now waiting for a comment to finish, I can really answer. But it could also be very quick, so. Okay, it have finished, but I think, yeah, it took only less than 1 minute. But doing DNS brute force, it might take longer time. There are multiple tools and multiple ways to do DNS brute forcing. There could be like recursive DNS brute forcing, but recursive DNS brute forcing, I rarely do this, and actually it could take a long hours to do like whole proper DNS brute force, and there are multiple tools doing this like doing for you recursively. But in this time we will just do some like basic stuff, and I will show some functionality of Axiom once again. I use Pure DNS for that. So Pure DNS has multiple modules for brute forcing, but yeah, you can also try resolving and like single, but I'm using this module, and I also like modified it a little bit. Maybe let's open with nano and see what's going on here. So I'm just using this command with brute force module, passing that word list that we have split it across the 15 servers, and passing the domains from the input. So if I use this command, I want to use like 15 same subdomains, and the resolvers, we also like updated those resolvers. It will use quiet mode, and we will get output to the screen. So let's see it in action. And as the preparation for this command, I also want to do one thing. I also want to prepare another file. Maybe let's remove TMP first. And right now, yeah, so 15 times I want for each of those like root domains what we will be brute forcing. I want to be outputted 15 times to that TMP file this time. So I will use, for example, first of our target will be Unreal Engine. So let's try display it 15 times and save it to the TMP file. So TMP file will look like this, and we pass that TMP file for Axiom scan and use this pure DNS brute force module. And I will also use a new command this time just to save to the output, and in case something new will appear, it will just add up to that new file. So I already have host names, where on the host names I have some subdomains collected, so it will just append to the host names file just in case if from DNS brute force it will find something. So let's go. All right. And it could, like this time, it could really take some time to do this, so we have to be a little bit more patient. Yeah, so it's showing, it's finding something, but I'm not really sure if this, like, if those truly exist. Let's see right now, let's see if they are present in that file. Yeah, it's present, but yeah. Oh, our scan have finished less than 1 minute. So probably using like bigger wordlist could be done as well, like using asset node. If it only took us I think less than 1 minute, so 10 times more subdomains could take us maybe not 10 minutes, but it could be a little bit more, but still it's pretty not so much time compared when you are just doing this from your own computer. So yeah, it's kind of powerful. And yeah, let's maybe check this many hostnames we have right now, and after all of those DNS brute force stuff, we will see like, okay, let me do this again, but before this I want to remove TMP file and run this command, but for the next target. Okay, so let's try super awesome and TMP file of super awesome, and once again try running the same command with passing TMP, DNS brute force, and hostnames. Set up automation like auto fuzzing, domain and I don't think there is one person is asking about resources about automation. I mean, a lot of people doing automation different way, and there is no one like go-to place where all the information will be possible. It's like a puzzle. You have to set up that puzzle yourself. Like it comes from like many different pieces. But I suggest just starting out with Jay Haddock's methodology, because he shares a lot of like Recon stuff. Even I don't do that much, you know. So yeah, you can use it as the start. Just try Recon methodology 0.4, I think. So yeah. Okay, let's try checking how many host names do we have. Okay, we got extra 2. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? It only took us 1 minute, so so yeah. but imagine if you have like 10 times more word lists like distributed across Axiom, so it could be even more, right? And if you are trying to do like for recursively, even it could be even more. Okay, let's check TMP. Yeah, we will try DNS brute forcing this one this time. How to bypass web application firewall when doing directory fuzzing. There are multiple ways to do that, but usually you will have to play around with some kind of there are some fuzzing wordlist, of course, for like fuzzing endpoints as well, but also you want to check if in case like certain IP is blocked, you might want to use some kind of VPN service. If not your IP blocked, there could also be some that server might need some extra headers, so you might want to play around with some extra headers. And additionally, you want on the top of that, you want to try like also use that sec list. There are some like nice word lists to use for trying to check if you can really bypass web application firewall. But there are like a lot of those web application firewalls, and all of those are different methods how they could be bypassed. And this topic is pretty huge, so it's pretty hard to like explain everything in like short time, you know. So yeah, but like it's a good start to play around with changing IP addresses, playing around with headers, playing around with endpoints and stuff like that. And of course, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm just speaking from my personal experience. So yeah, we have checked this one. Let's add maybe this one, pop jam, and once again we will check for extra. Okay, so while we are waiting, you can also ask something. It's like a new way to do Q&A, because like in before I did one Q&A session, but I thought, okay, I could do live streams and there will be some like moments when I need to wait, so in those moments I can really answer some stuff. Yeah, let's see how many subdomains do we have right now. Oh, nothing added on this one. Okay, let's maybe see this one as well. And after trying those, we will also try running GitHub subdomains, because that tool, as far as I know, it's pretty darn good for detecting. But I haven't done like good homework before. I needed to do some like setting up configuration for my Axiom instances because I know there is GitHub subdomains, this module, but to run this module you need to like pass your token. I don't want to leak my token, so either case you can also pass like to the command line, but I will just do it from my local computer. Hopefully it won't crash my internet connection. So yeah, okay, let's see if I get, okay, as you can see, it's not every time will work. Ideally DNS brute force is like works the best, then there's some kind of root domain which will have a lot of subdomains which could be added or removed each day. So think of like very big targets like facebook.com, google.com and stuff like that. Those are pretty darn good for doing DNS brute force. So not all of those are very good example, keep that in mind. So yeah, let's do this for a couple of more. And later on we will try doing some GitHub subdomains enumeration. So yeah, I'm pretty happy because it only takes less than 1 minute, so it won't take up too much of my stream, so that's good. Why you're not using... Okay. Oh yeah, Froggy is also pretty good, but I rarely use those tools who does like everything for you. I really like to use like separate tools for separate stuff. I know it's like a tool called Froggy. Okay, let me run this, and while it's running I will show you like on the what I mean. There are some kinda frameworks which will do a lot of stuff for you, like for the reconnaissance standpoint. So there are a couple of those. There is Froggy, I think. Yeah, like this, I think. Or yeah, Froggy. This one, which does a lot of stuff from you, but not every time I will need like that amount of recon data. So yeah, it does pretty good job. I know some good hackers use this, but there are a couple of others like Recon FTV. This one is like pretty advanced, pretty good to do a lot of automation. It also does a lot of you could do a lot of scanning, and it actually integrates with Axiom, but I don't like how it integrates with Axiom because it's not doing that efficiently, and it's, as you can see, it's bash tool, and yeah, it still needs to do some like more advanced stuff, but yeah, it will check a lot of stuff for you. So, but like I'm not that big of recon guy. Initially I do some little bit of recon, and if I have like 8 hours I will do 2 hours for recon, and I will spend other 6 hours just doing manual testing. So manual testing is actually where I shine. Those are just preparation. It's like a foreplay before making love. So yeah, recon. And I see another tool as well. It's called BBot or something like that. I've seen a lot of people saying it's even better than, I think they claim that it's even better than, yeah, it's even better than One for All, Subfinder, blah blah blah, Mass. Not sure. Like I tried on a couple of subdomains. I tried Subfinder plus AMAS plus GitHub domains and some DNS brute force, and I had Subfinder and AMAS with some like configuration file with a lot of providers, and I tried BBot out of the box. So those couple of my tools combined outperformed this. So I'm not sure, like maybe like on ebay.com, I haven't tried on this domain particularly, but I tried on a couple of others, and I don't know about those claims. You have to test for yourself to be extra sure, but from my personal experience, yeah, it's good for like doing some stuff. But yeah, and also another recommendation is not use those tools on like servers, because sometimes some providers, I talked with some top hackers, they said that they got their accounts were suspended for using this tool because it's crazy on the network, and it could look like a DDoS attack for some people, and they will send abuse reports for your provider, and your provider will ban you. So keep that in mind. It is like better to test it on your own computer. Yeah. And okay, let's back to the terminal. Once again, it took pretty much some short amount of time. Yeah, no extra domain was added because this one I think was not so common. So, okay. So actually in this case it haven't gathered that much of extra subdomains, so that was a bummer. Additionally, you can try to doing some recursive, but that's don't spend that amount of time because time is money. Let's do some GitHub subdomains just as an example. So I won't use Axiom right now, or maybe I will use Axiom, but I will just use this for, let's see what we can do right now. We have, okay, I will just remove my Axiom instances because we won't be doing much right now, and I don't want to hanging them around and doing nothing because, as you know, it costs money. So while we will be gathering even more host names, I mean subdomains, the Axiom should be not running at the time. So let's try delete those, and after deletion we will do GitHub subdomains. And you will see it is pretty powerful tool. So GitHub subdomains, it has T, so I have GitHub tokens file already with some tokens, and as the domain I will provide them separately. So for instance Unreal Engine, and I will, for now I will just save the output to maybe GS and like this, and let's see. Running this tool could take a long time actually, but it could be a very good addition to your subdomain list for sure. Yeah, so it will take some time. I won't probably run for all of those. I might run maybe for Super Awesome and maybe Fortnite, just 3 of them, or maybe just this one, just to demonstrate what it can actually do. I use this tool a lot actually. It's pretty good. I sometimes leave it overnight. So yeah. Okay. What other tools are you using for subdomain enumeration? Let me know in the chat, just in case you have some interesting tool that I haven't checked myself. Maybe I will find something new as well from here. Okay. Well, hopefully it won't take too much time. What's your opinion about VDPs and corporations that run same VDPs and bug bounty programs? I don't think that VDPs are that wrong. It could be truly good way for some people just to train their skills. I don't get that. Like, I seen some Twitter posts that some people are publicly shaming other researchers for doing that, even though themselves, like back in the day, tried VDPs. So I don't get that public shaming. But yeah, from the corporation standpoint, then they make like a lot of money, and they do not even offer bug bounty programs. Yeah, that's pretty annoying, but you're not I'm not the businessman, and sometimes I know there could be some business even though they are making billions, but at the end of the year, that what's left from like net profit, that not that much, and like spending extra million, it could be a lot of them. Because for instance, okay, some companies have so many employees and they have so many salaries to pay, so yeah, they firstly might pay some salaries, and if some net profit will be left out, only then we will maybe spend some extra just for like their IT security. And some corporations are not IT focused. You have to understand that as well. So the cybersecurity is not like top thing for most companies, and that's also another reason. And yeah, but talking about companies running VDPs and bug bounty programs at the same time, I think they should choose either like VDP or bug bounty program. I know, like me personally, from my experience, I worked in like one bug bounty program which also had VDPs. So sometimes like running VDP could be excuse for not to pay bounties. But usually, if we don't want to pay you, they will find a lot of excuses. That's the harsh reality, actually. So I'm like brutally honest here. How much GitHub tokens has your file? I have 3 accounts right now for GitHub tokens. So yeah, it's 3 accounts, but usually like if you are in one day, if you are just fuzzing one subdomain, just having one account and one token will be more than enough. Maybe yeah, three targets like one token will be like won't create much stress on like GitHub side. I don't think that, because this tool, if you get rate limited, this tool will do some like timeouts and retries, so it's pretty good for handling that. So yeah, just to verify, I have only three. So, but yeah, you can create some extra accounts and like use API. I think developer options and something like that. And on developer options, you can create a GitHub token and use that GitHub token for different tools. I think even from, for a mass config. Let's see, they have config ini or some. Let's see subfinder. I don't want to leak my tokens, but subfinder, there is provider config. I have, this one is without any stuff. Yeah, so I have some notes. So yeah, there might be, yeah, you see on even on the subfinder you can create GitHub token for free and even use a couple of tokens right here, and you will get more domain. It will gather from GitHub as well. But this tool, even though this like the same provider right here, it will add even more. I don't know what's doing. It's doing some kind of GitHub dorking or something like that on the backend, and it really like adds up. All right. Yeah, it could take some time, so I will probably just use Unreal Engine as like my solo just to show you this tool. But yeah, it could take some time to run once again. So in the meanwhile, I will spin another fleet of Axiom. Oh, pretty interesting name. If you like don't specify name here, it will pick random name in here. And I think this tool picks up the name from the list of like famous bug bounty researchers, or maybe they even added some kind of programs of bug bounty. Yeah. Okay, I see more people joining. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Well, sometimes you have to wait, but ideally you can also do other stuff while it's like loading. What I don't want to show you on the like live recon, I don't want to show you like doing actual hacking. I have dedicated space for that elsewhere. But yeah, usually while I'm waiting for doing something in background, I will do hacking at the same time, like when I'm doing for myself while doing bug bounties. So yeah. Yeah, as you can see, it is returning more and more results, but later those results will be like compared and only unique results will be added. But yeah, it's doing a lot of dorking. API development, API blah blah blah. A lot of dorks are being used here. How did okay, you might have joined later into the stream, but I have some preferences. I edited this Terminator. It's called Terminator, my terminal emulator. So you can basically split a lot of screens if you are using it. Unfortunately, it is only available on Linux computers. So just in case, maybe if you are using Kali Linux or something like that, yeah, you can install this pretty easily. And yeah, and here you can basically, I think there is some kind of option. Yeah, I think title bar icon or something like that, just not showing at the top. And I use like many defaults, but also I mentioned I don't use transparency because I don't want accidentally to leak some sensitive info. And I see some researchers made some accidents. It happens. Yeah, so we have this file. It took some time to run, so we can check how many subdomains it had. Well, not a lot, but if we check from the host names and check maybe, okay, if we check only this subdomains of this root domain, how many of them there are. Okay, there is 0. Pretty interesting. Okay, so I guess this one could be new subdomain. Not sure why it's not showing. But okay, so let's okay, let's see my full command. I maybe, oh no, I know what I did wrong. Sorry about that. It's Unreal Engine. I need to grab those and check how many. Yeah, so there might be some domains there and might be some extra ones on that file that we have already created. So let's check and use a new tool just in case some extra were added. Yeah, as you can see, probably how many, more than 10 probably were added. So it's pretty good just to run for those. I think it has an option to pass the file, blah blah blah. Quick mode, yeah, using quick mode it will take even less time. Yeah, the bad thing about this tool that it doesn't only use one like file. But let's see, for example, on Axiom how this is used. Yeah, they're using like different targets. So just in case you want, for example, use this file wildcards2 for like each of this subdomain, how you can like automate it. I will use another for loop and I will use cat wildcards2.txt. For now I will just echo them out just to check, but for each of those, if you want to use GitHub subdomains, I will use the flag and I for each of those lines, and of course I will pass the token. So this way And of course, output file needs to be different because it might create a new file every time. So probably use maybe GS and like this. So it will basically run on every subdomain, like GitHub subdomains on each of those selected ones, and it will use this set of tokens file and it will create like separate file. And after it finishes, what I will want to do is like run not tokens but GS maybe, and instead of this I will pass star symbol, maybe use those, and I will use a new to the host name. So after running that command you can use this one. So there's the way how you can like how to recreate Axiom instances every time. So just to spin Axiom instances, Axiom fleet, I will use Axiom fleet command. It depends actually what you need to do to them, but like initially when you're installing Axiom, initially you need to run installation script, and that installation script will take from 25 up to 1 hour or something like that. It could take long time to set up like single server. That server will have a snapshot, and that snapshot will be used to like every time to when you spin like Axiom fleet, that server will be used with all of those installed tools and their modules. So yeah, okay, let's clean up a little bit. So what we can do right now, we can start doing some maybe crawling for certain websites, or maybe just try, since we have a lot of host names, we need to resolve them. And of course I use HTTPX. Many people use HTTPX right now, but I have upgraded it a little bit. I use like some extra threads, I use silent, I use CNAME, I follow redirects, show status code, content-led. I added a couple of more like content-led, technology, NIP, and I will use title and no coloring. So this is my Axiom module right now, and I like constantly changing this stuff, always editing my modules. So if you, for example, after the stream ask me like share my Axiom modules, it doesn't mean that if those modules I like this right now, it doesn't mean that I will use this way every time. I am like constantly changing, I constantly doing some trying extra stuff, so keep that in mind. Okay, so let's do some scanning for the host names and use HTTPX once again, and probably instead of using a new, let's remove that HTTPX file we had before. Okay, let's see, I might have another one. Oh, I have one for IP, so I won't delete that one. That one is pretty good. So I just use oflag and save the output to HTTPX file. Yes, I'm using Terminator. Okay, let me show you Terminator. It's like every time I get this question, it's pretty interesting. Actually, I seen some hackers using Terminator. Yeah, this one. I use this one. So let's paste it to the chat for you guys. And you can customize it quite a lot. A lot of stuff you can customize on this. Yeah. But also keep in mind it won't be possible to use it on VPS. So it finished pretty fast. On VPS you might want to use Tmux. because that terminator won't work, unfortunately. But like I use locally terminator, and I like do SSH on one terminal and do SSH on other, and I'm not using tmux. I haven't learned about it, so I'm just doing this. Okay, so we have like bunch of HTTPX, and yeah, so to bypass web application firewall, we will skip this right now. We will just focus on maybe just ones with 200. Let's create like those who will have 200 and no redirects probably. Those might be interesting for us. What else could be interesting? Maybe redirects as well, and maybe some IPs could be also collected to the IPs. So yeah, okay, let's do a couple of things first. Let's check HTTPX IPs, what that file has. Do we have IPs file? No, we don't. So I will just collect IPs this way. You can, I showed you on the like previous stream, you can also collect IPs using Shodan. You can use other services as well, like Census, but this time we will just collect IPs from only HTTPX. So let's see, let's maybe grab only those which has either 200 or either maybe don't use this one, maybe use this, or maybe use those. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to just only filter out the ones who are using redirects, and maybe just exclude those who are okay, fuck it. I will just only grab everyone, but I want to just exclude those which will be Cloudflare, for instance. So to exclude, I will use this, not this, but Cloudflare. Let's copy this one. Maybe exclude Cloudflare. Let's see what we can use. We also could exclude CloudFront. What else we can exclude? React, Amazon. No, this is just Amazon S3. Yeah, others are pretty good in this case. So we will exclude the ones which might have IPs of web application firewall. Most likely those also could be web application firewall, but fuck it, we will just gather those. And let's see, this is first one, second one, third one, this is fourth and fifth. We need fifth one, so I will use octool, and I use print command like this and $symbol and fifth column. So the columns are separated by default using spaces, so this is like the separator each time. So the fifth column will be all of those. You can see IP addresses. Let's see in action. Okay, maybe not all. Let's see if I use this one. Okay, it's not the right way to do it. There might be other way. Let's check GitHub or Stack Overflow. How to grab only IP addresses in Linux. Okay, let's see. I already used this example. Yeah, I think this one will work pretty good. So let's see. Yeah, it will grab those, but I just want to use O flag, this one, just to get only those results which are like color shown right here. So like this, maybe sort them out as well. And let's see how many do we collect. Okay, 99. And let's save them to the IPs. Okay. Okay, so maybe let's run Axiom on IPs.txt and save to HTTPX IPs 2 probably. We will have another file. So yeah, we were just editing, not editing, but just analyzing HTTPX data and like separating IPs. Okay, some of those are cloud storage. It's also a pretty interesting area to check for S3 buckets, S3 bucket issues. But on this stream we won't do this. We will just like try to do some crawling as well. We did some subdomain enumeration, but let's do some crawling as well. Okay, so let's try prepare another HTTPX txt. This time let's try select only subdomains and the ones who doesn't have 403 probably, and maybe right now let's just skip those. I will leave for later, like if you want to spend extra time for bypassing web application firewall. It's not like very Recon stuff to show on the live Recon, so that's why I'm not showing it right now. Okay, maybe not sure about this one. The ones which are actually good for crawling is like not which start with this one, because there has to be some content initially just in order to start crawling, you see. And let's see how many we have. We have this many. I'm thinking if I would want to do this manually or not. Okay, let's exclude this one. Okay, I have better way. Let's do it like this. Let's use use awk, use like this to print on the first line, and use a new to crawl. Let's call it to crawl. Those will be my targets for crawler, for Axiom. And additionally I want to add some extra stuff. So for maybe 300 ones, so like this, let's use this. Yeah, so either this or this, which has 200 at the end, like this. Those might be also interesting to crawl, but like this time I want I think it's the sixth column. Let's see. Damn. Maybe I will just use separator as this one. Let's try checking. Or I can try doing it manually as well, because let's see how many results I have. Will I be wasting a lot of time or not? Let's see. If I use rock with separator like this, which one it will be? Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and okay, seventh one. So let's try this way. Yes, and I will use sed just to remove this character everywhere. So let's use sed at the end. Like this. Maybe I need to use a skip character. Yeah. And okay, I know it's not the best way, but I'm doing the best way I can. I will also grab out HTTP like this, yeah, and I will use enu to crawl. Maybe okay, I will use this line. All right, let's see. .com, Amazon AWS. Is it good list to crawl? Well, it's 49 targets. Those actually what we gathered from like status 200 were the best ones. Other ones, like, I'm not sure. This one is Confluence. Might need to do some manual inspection before running anything crazy. OpenID Connect. This one should be Jira, also not that interesting right now, for crawling at least. Wiki page. Forums will gather a lot of traffic that I don't need, so I usually skip on those. Yeah, 45. I guess it could be distributed across 15 instances pretty evenly. So yeah, it's pretty good start. So we will try using hackroller. I haven't changed it much. It has a timeout of this amount. I only have domain, like the depth of 3. You can even increase it, but I don't recommend increasing too much because it could take too much time. So let's use scan on those to crawl and use hackroller. And maybe save the output to the hackroller. Wait, hackroller txt. Okay, let's wait. Okay, I see some messages redacted. That's not my fault. That's YouTube actually removing the comments. I see YouTube removing some comments or chat messages as well. It's not me what I'm doing this. I seen one person attacked me publicly on YouTube for he said what I deleted his comment. What the hell? I do not delete any comments. I'm not that type of guy. You have to understand that YouTube has their weird algorithm. If they see some kind of string, they usually just delete a comment, and yeah, it happens. Okay, let's read the chat. Maybe while it's running, I will just switch to the chatting screen. Okay, so let's see the chat itself. Bro, I'm stuck. Can you help me? I know somewhat Linux and building some Python projects, but someone told me to read documentation of Python. So I tried, but I failed very badly. So I'll try do Python. Depends on what you want to do. Do you want to create some like tools, some Python tools for bug bounties, or do you want to do some like automation like me? I know Python myself as well, but I don't use Python a lot on like doing Recon, for instance. I like using Bash and just chaining multiple commands and maybe like creating Bash scripts sometimes just on the server to do certain tasks. So learning Bash is also pretty good. But yeah, for to learn Python, I just recommend just check free resource. There are like millions, thousands resources where you can like which you can consume, and the one resource might work for some person, the one might not. It's like take it at your own pace, don't push too hard. You don't want to get burnout. Like it should feel like not a chore. It should feel like you are having fun. This way you will learn like even faster. It has to be fun. So find the stuff that works, which like most acceptable for you to learn. So for some people there might be written content, for some people might be doing some kind of like gamified way, for others they learn from doing videos. But to learn programming you have to train your muscle memory, like muscle memory on the fingers. So you have to write as well. So don't just watch and lay on the sofa and watch how other people are doing programming. You have to do it yourself as well to learn. So I don't know, I can't really suggest any like resource. There is like millions, and if I suggest one resource they might not be suitable to you. I don't know you, man. Okay, but main problem is what to do after Python. As I said, like I recommend starting with Bash probably if you want to do automation. Python is probably, I use Python just to build some like simple stuff. For instance, you can like even create your custom crawlers which will spray payloads with Python. But I did use that in a day. I tried doing some, but I don't know, like it has to have some like stuff that other people haven't created. So, and there is a lot of tools already created which actually do the job. You don't need to create your own tool, like in most of the cases. I use Axiom. I don't need to like do I don't need to learn engineering, like learn AWS engineering and like set up different services and do crazy stuff like that with I know like Ansible and Chef, like crazy stuff that other people doing. I like doing simple stuff, so I just use Axiom, and I know a little bit Bash, and I'm using Bash commands with Axiom to do most of the stuff. But this is just a recon. Afterwards, I will just use Burp Suite and maybe some command line tools, and that's it. You don't need to be extremely complicated. Like, keep it simple, stupid, and yeah. But when you are like find some interesting areas, yeah, you have to be solving the puzzle. But initially, don't go too hard because you will get burnout, and you don't want that. Okay, how you delete line without you select the line? Oh, sometimes I even forgot. I think I use Control U. Yeah, Control plus U to delete the line. It works on my terminal. I don't know if you are using Mac or maybe Windows. It could be a different shortcut. So you have to learn some terminal shortcuts. In the long run, it's really good to learn those. Like extremely helpful. It save up a lot of time in the long run. Okay, for the beginner bug hunter who found 1 or 2 bugs in VDP without doing recon, is it advisable to hunt on public bug bounty programs? More competition, right? Yeah, those actually, the more there are more people who want to do hacking for money than those who are just like training for those skills. So of course on the bug bounty programs there will be more competition, and there will be much less bugs. But it doesn't mean that there are not. Like I found majority of my bugs not on private programs, not on private on public programs. It's like it could be old program, like extremely old program, and you can still find the bugs. You have to think outside the box every time. You have to test for bugs, for example, which like not a lot of people are testing. So yeah. Okay, guys, I see some questions are popping in, but I need to do some little bit of automation because my automation, I mean my scripts have stopped. It took 5 minutes. So let's try right now do Go Spider, and let's see Go Spider, and while it runs I will also answer other questions. So yeah, right now I use depth of 5. I might be editing it. I might want to do, instead of 5, I will do 3, and there is a concurrency of 10. It will use... One thing what I don't like about Go Spider, it doesn't have the max amount of time for each crawler. Since, for instance, if one of those targets from to crawl file, if one of those targets will be like Facebook or like huge blog or like huge forum, those could, like this script could stuck, and like 14 servers will stop running, but only if that server will keep running, and you will have like 14 idle servers and it will cost you money. So I don't like this feature. Like they don't have this feature, like to have timeout like on Hackroller. But we will still run this because we will combine the output from both of those tools. I will filter out just a little bit, and yeah, we will do some stuff. So let's copy it. Sometimes I even too lazy to write. I just copy stuff. Yeah, so let's run it and let's go back to chat. Okay, I see a couple of more messages deleted. So, dude, you are probably using some kind of strings what YouTube don't like. It's not me what I'm like deleting the messages. Okay, good job, bruh. Is this continue how you approach the target, or we will just collect those URLs and begin spray and pray? No, I don't do a lot of spray and pray. Sometimes, yeah, I do just for testing some weird stuff. I like to experiment a lot, man. I like to do that because I like to looking at data, but I know it's not really efficient every time. But sometimes after you spend a longer time on the one program, for example 1 month, if you are spending 1 month on single program, you need to have that Recon data that you collected, because it might have some kind of parameters, it might have some kind of endpoints that you haven't seen before while you're doing manual hacking with Burp Suite. So on Burp Suite, when you like check your target list and like sitemap of that target, there might be not enough. So sometimes you have to do those methods as well, like collecting endpoints, maybe just checking for the targets that you haven't collected. And the last tip, also like the most important, you should find the people to collab with, because doing solo, it will take ages. But if you are doing with like 3 or 5 people, only with 2 works as well. Like doing with couple people who like watch out what you haven't checked, or which like stuff what you haven't seen before, it's really good to collab with. Don't be scared, like splitting bounty, like who cares? Alright, so Black Hat Python and automation book I was doing from that. I don't know. I don't know what you I haven't checked that one, so I cannot really comment on that. Will you please mentor me, blah blah blah. I've been following you everywhere and you helped me a lot. I mean, just to pick one person and mentor him only, it won't make sense to me, because I want to teach like as much people as possible at the same time. If I spend 1 hour teaching one person, instead I could teach 20 or 100 people in the same hour, so it will be more efficient doing this way. If you want one-on-one sessions, I will have that as the like my top tier Patreon check. I will do one-on-one 1 hour mentorship. If you want that, yeah, I can arrange that, but you have to become my patron. And because I really value my time, I don't have like a lot of time. If I always be doing content and doing live streams all the time, I won't have enough time to make money myself on the bug bounty. So I need to make money myself, man. You have to understand that. I'm not a charity organization here. So yeah, I get what you are trying to learn, but you have to understand that those people, like, especially if you are asking people who are like even making more money, like on the top tier leaderboard, they don't respond that easily on the comments, even to me. Like, it's crazy. You want, like, you want to understand how much messages they received, like for the mentorship, for collaboration. You just keep ignoring that. So the better way is just to teach by showing for the more people, and you can always ask questions if you have like some like going on your mind. Just ask questions. Yeah, I most likely I will have time. When I have time, I will answer. No worries. Okay. Can you tell me some certifications for becoming good in web pen testing? I have OSCP. I know some people had CAH or something like that. CAH is like more general one. CAH is more about cybersecurity as a whole. If you need certifications to build your resume and later on work in the company, I think CAH is a good initial start, but eventually you want to pursue for OSCP. OSCP is very well respected in the field. I know it's like entry certification, like, yeah, it's entry, but for a lot of people it's difficult to start, but it's pretty much known just to get interviews to the job. So, and to train for OSCP, there are a couple of good resources where you can check on. I recommend just trying to read a lot from those resources, and maybe just play around with some CTFs. It's not that bad if you are like pursuing that certificate. And after a while, like, you will be spent a long time in the field. You might know, like, you might want to pursue other certifications, but yeah, it's really good start just OSP, but it won't be focused as well like on web-based stuff. So for web-based stuff, I don't like, I'm not sure if there is like a lot of certifications. Maybe if you want to learn, yeah, of course you can try like Pentester Lab, you can try Portsvigger Academy, which is free and like my top favorite. If you are like going for bug bounties, you might want to try Zshonos bugbountyhunter.com. I think he's doing really great job just preparing people for bug bounties. It's extremely good platform because he has prepared like, it will look like real world application. There are 3, I think, real world application where you can, of course it's paid service, but you register there, and there is real world applications. You will hack on those applications and you will send reports to them as well, and they will evaluate your report. So you will also be building report writing skills, which is actually very important to like increase your bounties as well. Okay, VAPT roadmap. What is VAPT? What is Axiom do? I showed already a couple of times what Axiom do, so just scroll down, like just check the stream a little bit earlier. I have already explained that. Reply to the question, can you tell me some adaptations for... Okay, happy to see you again. Just return back to hunting and came some active on my handles again. I got notified that you're doing some Recon streams. I really appreciate you having here on board, man. Sir, question related to SSRF. Is it necessary where I'm trying to find SSRF? Is it must to give a response from the server? If it's only storing content, giving us... Okay, so SSRFs are pretty interesting. Of course, there are blind ones, blind XSS, and not blind ones. So blind XSS will only give you ping back on your, for example, bulk collaborator server. Some people are using their own like out of band servers. Some are using services as like ngrok or something like that. So blind SSRF only give you like ping back to the server, but not blind XSS will like reflect some data back to you on the response as well. So exploiting blind SSRF is pretty much like very huge topic. It will need like huge 1 or 2 hour video just to explain everything. It's like a lot of stuff you can do. And how do you know if there is SSRF possible? When you receive pin back on your server, you have to check the IP address, because sometimes it could be only you sending that request. So it won't be SSRF until you know that that IP belongs to the that organization or Amazon or any other server that you use. In that case, yes, there is the possibility like to start investigating even more. And when I start testing for SSRFs, what I do, I go to the payloads, all the things, and I go to Hacktricks, and I know some things out of my memory, but if I run out of my ideas, I go to those resources, and if those resources are not enough, I do some Google searching as well, and I also try to search on HackerOne reports, because there are some cool reports which are like on the top of that. So yeah, that's how you do this. What about Hack the Box certifications? Yeah, about certifications, it really depends on why you want to have them at the first place. If you want to have them just to learn, I mean, go for it, go for any certifications. But some certifications, if you are looking for a job, some are like have more value. OSCP is like must have, like for if you want to be pen tester. If you want to go for red teaming, you have to have OSCP as the start. Like it's the bare minimum. But before OSCP, if you're just starting out, it could be very difficult to you. So if you are just starting out and you're like even new to IT field, go to CAH certification first, just to understand all the things, and later on prepare for SCP, and then take a course of SCP and try to pass the exam. Yeah. How to choose program? I like usually I choose program about I check the stats. Stats are most important to me. Like amount of time it take to triage, the bounty table, and the average that are paying, because sometimes some programs have their like crazy bounty tables, right? But if you check average what they have paid over like past period or over like whole their career per se, like how amount of time that program exists, if that during that period we haven't paid that a lot, it means it could be that they're abusing the platform and they're not paying for criticals. We're paying criticals as mediums. That's the reality on some programs. There are some programs like that. So, but of course I get them as well, because there are a lot of per se bug bounty hunters or researchers which don't understand like where is medium and there is high or critical. It could, like, I was on that side as well as a trader, and I know like a lot of people all the time think it's critical, even though it's like not, it could be low. So it's really depends on the threat modeling as well on that company, because on some website the same bug on other website could be different severity. So threat modeling is very important. And after working longer time on one program, you will get idea which bugs they pay you more and which bugs they won't pay at all, for example, and what works and what not. Okay, so it is still running, but as you can see, it was pretty good example of this why I don't like GoSpider. It's still running. Probably other servers have finished running, but this one, you see, it's pretty annoying, and it's giving me a lot of endpoints what I won't be using. So I will just cancel this using Ctrl+C. I will cancel. You see, others were finished. Maybe a couple of them were just running. No, just only this one. So yeah, it took us almost 14 minutes. So we have pretty good, let's see, GoSpider, and we have HackRoller, right? So let's see how many lines do we have. This one we have more line, but GoSpider, okay, they have like this. Okay, GoSpider have more results in this case. So ideally we want to use mix of both tools. So ideally you want to filter out the things what is not really important. So I will just use HackRoller and this one. Maybe. Okay, let's start with HackRoller. To filter out stuff what we don't need probably mail2 and JavaScript stuff. So I will use grepv ve command once again. Just filter out some stuff. Filter out. Okay. Some YouTube stuff we don't need. For some weird reason they have crawled a little bit out of scope, so I will just remove those. Okay, all right. Yeah, so you can do this way. It could take a long time, so we don't have too much time since I'm streaming kind of long time already. So yes, I don't want for it to get pretty long stream. So I will just use HackRoller and maybe GoSpider and all of their collected domains. And for those, I will just want to grab out. We will still have this data hanging around just in case we want to use it later, but I will just filter out with equal signs. And I also want probably to filter out some stuff like grab out, for instance, some PNG files, some SVG files, some JPEG and stuff like that. Let's see how many results without those. Okay, much less results when I filter out those. There is also some tools which will help us to like even limit even more, but I guess I will leave. Okay, Amazon for sure should be excluded. I will exclude those. Oh, sorry. And I see issues or something like that. That was giving a lot of results that I don't need for now. Maybe Cloudflare. Well, those actually could be analyzed later, because I think they are using Cloudflare CDN to host some JavaScript files. So it's really good idea to filter out only JavaScript files. Let me do that on other terminal. And yeah, let's use this size and just try to grab out JS files only. Right? Those will be interesting. Alright. How many do we have? Okay, kind of a lot. But, okay, what I don't need. I need to grab out only only HTTPS. Okay, I need to grab only those. So how I can do that? Yes, this one. Let's try using this one. This one is like not the best, but I think it will work. Let's see. Yeah, let's try sorting them out, and let's see how many do we have right now. Okay, 4,000 is pretty good start. So I will use T command and I will name that crawled.js, and those files from crawled.js could be passed to some automation tools just to find secrets. You can use nuclei, you can use secret finder, there might be some extra tools. So yeah, you can just basically pass those to like secret detection, because in JS files developers from time to time like to leak some interesting stuff. Either it could be just endpoints, but still, like, so those are pretty interesting. So we just separated the, oh shit, okay, so we just separated JavaScript files. Also I will use this command once again at this end and sort unique. So yeah, it's pretty good as well, pretty good start. Oh, because they have this symbol, so there are even less of those. So I will just save those as crawled.txt, and those also could be used later for some kind of automation, maybe just for manually checking stuff as well. Because I usually use grep tool just to, for instance, if I seen some kind of parameter where while I was doing manual testing, and I want to use those examples to get like some other values that I could use on like other parameter. Okay, for instance, I will give you a good example. I found parameter doing manual testing called coupon code equals, and there was coupon codes on crawled endpoints and on some Go endpoints. I used those collected data just to check if there are other coupon codes leaked in those like collected data. So I found out that using that coupon code, you can get some extra functionality out of that website, and that extra functionality had so many fucking bugs. I made so many money just to having this Recon data right here that I have collected. So keep in mind, you like doing some little bit of Recon, it's okay, it's completely fine, but your focus should be on the manual stuff. So yeah, it was like the stream is running quite a long time for me, at least. I need to do some little bit of break. I will see most of you tomorrow, since I will do some live hacking as well. So yeah, it was my pleasure. Sorry for not like answering all the questions. Just in case you have something more to ask me, just reach out me personally on the DM. You also can ask questions on the Discord main channel. Just some probably seen, if you tag me on my Discord server, you might be, your message will be deleted. So just instead use DMs. So yeah, it was my pleasure. Hopefully this information was useful to you. At least you learned something. And happy hunting, and enjoy your what's left of this day. Enjoy your Friday. Okay, bye.